Hi everyone, today in Integrated Math 1, we're going to go over Chapter 12, Lesson 1. Here are the objectives. Make sure you write them down in your notes. Alright, so today we're going to go ahead and classify triangles by angles. So first of all, we have the acute triangle. This is when we have three acute angles. Remember, acute angles is when it is less than 90 degrees. So remember, I'm going to use this symbol. It kind of looks like a smashed L to represent less than 90 degrees. Then we have equal angular triangles. Equal angular triangles are when we have three congruent acute angles. So remember, congruent means the same as, or you can also think about it as equal. So this also means that if this angle is 60 degrees, this other one must be 60, and so must this third angle. And notice they are all less than 90 degrees. Then we have the obtuse triangle, which means that we only need one obtuse angle. So let's say this was 100 degrees. Then this one could be 40. And this one could also be 40. But notice we only have one obtuse triangle. Obtuse is when we are talking about that it must be greater than 90 degrees. Then we have the right triangle, which is when you have one right angle. So here we have that 90 degrees, which stands for that right angle, which is that 90 degrees. All right, then we also have different classifications of triangles by their sides. An equilateral triangle means that we have three congruent sides. Remember, congruency for sides, we can show it with these little markings here. That means all three of these sides have the same length. So if I say this was 3 inches, that means this other side is 3 inches, and this side is also 3 inches. An isosceles triangle means this time you have at least two congruent sides. Well, here is my congruent side, and this one's also congruent. We have two of them, unlike our previous one, which had all three sides congruent. Last but not least, we have the scaling triangle, which means we have no congruent sides, which we can also mark with one mark here, 2 marks here, and let's say 3 marks here. Notice the amount of markings for each of the sides are different, which means they are all different in lengths. For example, this one could be 3 inches, this one could be 4 inches, and this one could be 3.5 inches. They're all different. Alright, so let's go ahead and try this example. We want to classify each triangle as acute, equal angular, obtuse, or right. So first of all, I see I have a 30 degree, a 40 degree, and 110 degrees. Well, first thing I notice is that 110 degrees. And because that one is greater than 90 degrees, it must be an obtuse triangle. And then for B, I have 60, 60, and 60 degrees, which means we have an equal angular triangle. And that's because all the angles are equal to each other. And that's it.